Free money for small business startups up to 150,000 and much more, as well as for non-startups. This can work too. And we'll also get into some of the alternatives for up to 2 million, 5 million and above without collateral, good, bad credit, medium, lower, higher, zero documentation, and much more. Hi, everybody. This is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions. I'm a business funding expert, or in other words, a business loan expert who is able to collect documentation. I know how to analyze cash flow, profitability, net profits, etc., bank statements. The list goes on to ensure you are getting the most possible. And I'm able to then connect you with the best lenders and underwriters. I've vetted the best. No further introduction, but what you should know is there are a lot of people out there hyping you up with, hey, get some free money, or hey, there's this option, and they only end up baiting and switching you. They tell you, hey, I can get you a low interest, longer term for this and that, even for non-startups. And then they end up turning it around and getting you something completely different. I've seen that to be the case with myself, and I run multiple businesses. I don't run into these problems anymore because I know what to look out for. I've funded my multiple businesses, and I come from your point of view and trying to figure out what is in the best interest for me. So I won't spend any more time on that. What you're going to see in this document you see in front of you are these free quote unquote money options. And just keep in mind that there may be a period where you can get this money. It might be in the form of a grant. It might be in the form of a tax credit. It might be in the form of just 0% interest for an introductory period. But we'll go into some of these and the details to them. But just keep in mind, again, keep an open mind about it, allow for feedback, and please be patient. Those are the three things that I value and that I ask for. And if you can allow yourself to do that, we are going to meet eye to eye and be on the same page. Okay? So let me go back into this document. Down here, I want to start off with one you may have heard of. Best 0% interest for 6 to 18 months and up to 150, if not 250,000 business credit card stacking program. Now, this is one where you can add multiple business credit cards, and you can even liquidate the cash out of these cards, and you get 0% interest for 6 to 18 months. So yes, this is free money if you look at it that way and you treat it correctly. So you are essentially getting 0% interest for 6 to 18 months. This is free money given to you by different business credit card issuers, a Chase, a Wells Fargo, a US Bank, etc. They're saying here's up to 50,000. Here's one with up to 100,000, no PG. Here's up to 50 with no PG. Here's up to 100,000 with PG, and so forth. And this is, again, free money that I've been able to use myself for my businesses and my investments. And I'll go into some of these details here and we'll close up shortly. So I say here, and I might leave this document for you down below in the description so you can pick it up, and I'll leave all resources like a questionnaire. That's where I will begin. That's what I would do. And that's what you guys should submit. And there'll be more information on what that questionnaire entails. So please take the time to fully read them so you understand them. Plus, if you don't qualify because you're a startup, I'll leave more options below it. And that's the premise of this video and more. So we have the credit line hybrid option. And I say here, please skip until you get a 700 plus credit score on all 3 consumer credit bureaus. Less than a 700 may work only due to high balances on revolving accounts. Then you may still qualify. Get a credit partner if you need to, or in other words, get a guarantor who owns at least 10% of the business who can help with their credit. And I say here just some simple things on how you would like to get this amount. And if you would like to liquidate the cash out of them, yes, you can. Take the money out of them at 0% for 6 to 18 months and no fee for that amount of time, usually with a lot of them. Some of them may be a little bit. But it's designed to strictly get you funding based on your personal credit. So you would go and use your personal credit to get these business credit cards. That's how it works with these. Our lenders will not ask for your financials, bank statements, business plans, resumes, or any other burdensome document requests that most conventional lenders will demand. And so you don't have to worry about supplying documentation. That's even the best part to this, is there's no documentation necessary. Unless you have a business, then they may ask, and it will be used as better leverage for you to get more because they see what you're already doing on your business side. And then a lot of the times they won't have to ask for it. So just keep an open mind on these things. And you can get an approval with an introductory rate as low as 0% interest for the 6 to 18 months, giving this the best terms in the country. Here are the benefits. You get a 24-hour pre-approval, 0% interest for 6 to 18 months. Business credit can also be used to help you qualify. It's flexible. You can use the funds to do what you need to do for your business. Even startup businesses can qualify, as the premise of this video. True no-doc financing program, application to funding 3 weeks or less, depending on your situation. No upfront application fee. Credit approvals are up to $150,000 per individual. No collateral is required. No business lien, no personal lien on that, and this and that. Ability to use a credit partner or credit partners to qualify if needed, and more so down the road if you need to qualify for more. No cash flow requirements. Can help you build or improve your business credit score, which is huge. You guys should be separating your personal and business. And that's what you guys should be shooting for. And I'll get into some of the things here in a little bit on what you guys should be looking out for. Many don't report to the personal credit bureaus. Some will. Qualifications, 700 plus credit score on all 3 consumer credit bureaus. I'll go into an alternative if that doesn't work. But it used to be about 680. As the market changes and it fluctuates, you see that go up. Credit card, 3 years old with a 5,000 plus limit. It must be a primary card. Minimum of 2 open revolving accounts within a year and a half of good payment history, under 40% utilization on all revolving accounts, no more than 4 unsecured accounts open in the past 12 months, no more than 4 to 6 inquiries per bureau in the last 6 months, preferably less, no bankruptcies within the past 7 years, no open unpaid collections, liens, or judgments. This program does require a personal guarantee from you or your credit partner if you use one. No authorized user accounts for qualification. So please stay away from that part. Well, I'm underneath the joint user account. They have me underneath their credit card, and it's not how it's going to work. How it works in 4 simple steps. Step 1, complete the form for a one-on-one consultation with my internal team and a representative to just go over more or less of what I've covered, but even more. They're going to uncover a little bit more too. Step 2, submit your application. It's a soft pull on your credit. Step 3, you get pre-qualified in as little as 24 hours. And then step 4, you meet directly with our advisors, the credit line hybrid advisors, and get access to your credit lines. It's a simple, straightforward process. And if you are not approved, you will find out why, as well as what you can do to get approved. There is a one-time success fee of 9.9% that is due after you have received access to your credit lines. If you don't get approved, you don't pay. Best of all, you can use the new 0% credit lines to pay the success fee. And you're probably wondering, why is the success fee 9.9%? Why can't I get 5%? Can we lower it down? Maybe lower it down a couple, but it usually doesn't happen. And that's a way of saying that we have to fulfill on the amount of work that we have to go, and we're doing things on your behalf. We're letting you know this is what you want to do with this bank. This is what you would rather do with that one. Do you go in person with this one? Do you not? If we do multiple hard inquiries, how do we remove those from the account and then repeat the process, rinse and repeat? Which cards are best? And I have a process with my team that will allow you to get the most out of this. And you just saw some of the qualifications, or just about all of them on there. And again, I'll try to have that document down below. If not, I'll have a questionnaire for you guys to look at, and that's where I would begin. So another thing that I want to jump into, and I can go deeper into the credit line hybrid, I can really go deep, but because of time, and I want to transition to the next segment, and I have things to go and do with clients, is you have the grants. I mean, that's what people think about when they hear free money immediately. It's grants. How about the 10K grant with the SBA loan? Let me jump on that. I just made a video the other day. I went live, and perhaps you were there, but I spoke about it, and I'll try to leave it down below. But what's happening is people are getting their 10K grants dispersed, and I've been hearing it through emails and in other ways. Others have been asking when it will come. I can't say just because some people are getting the amount this month or they did last month that you'll be getting it in the same month or next month. It's very sporadic. It's not very consistent. And so this is something where the House Committee, and you're seeing SBA Administrator Guzman, they're having a meeting and coming together and speaking about, okay, what will they do with within Congress? What will happen within the remaining funds? We know there are billions, probably around 28 to 30 billion or so could be remaining. And this is money that you as a small business owner, if you had applied to the EIDL loan or the grant and you were eligible, and something you didn't receive, and they put a pause on the portal. They've changed things in the portal now. I'm not going to go into all that right now, but again, I'll try to leave you that video down below. And the EIDL is not available. The 10K grant to go and apply for the same. PPP loan, no. But another thing, it's the grants. And I'm going to jump into that right now. Let me go into this document, and I'll go into the Share screen. So I want to type in here grants. So there are SBA microloans. These are a bit harder to get, and you can get up to 50,000 with these. And if it's a microloan, we'll get into that even a little bit more. But for new and barely established businesses, also considered a startup, if you have years in business with no revenue or you're starting back up again, you can get up to 50,000 from the SBA through micro lending programs. The rates are 6 to 9%. So I'm getting into a microloan right now. I'll get into another part. And 30-year term, and not 30-year terms, but rather shorter. They do take longer to get, and it can in some cases take about 3 months out, 6 months out. I've seen that. A segment to that. The SBA Community Advantage Program, harder to qualify. I wouldn't even begin there. Angel investors, but let me go into clicking here to see the grant opportunities. So I'm going to open up this in an external window, and I'm going to click here so you guys can see that. One moment. Here are the grant opportunities for 2023, and this will be consecutive sequential. So next year you should see 2024 and beyond. And these aren't a definite list or limit on the grants. There are more, but will continue to be updated over time. So here I have different grant opportunities just going through the grants.gov sites. You have Hello Alice, Connect to Capital, Deep Price, Home Depot grants, a Skip grant, you have Verizon grants, you have USA funding applications, you have SBDC, you have Women's Business Centers, Amber grants, SoGal, and there's many, many more minority-owned business grants. That should be saying 2022 to 2023 and above. Grant funding experts, if you want to know more about that, and then more funding help. So I'm not going to spend the time in this video like other YouTubers or people on blogs going through each and every one of these grants, but you can see a list of them, and I'll try to leave this document down below. If not, through the questionnaire when I submit back a personalized and customized email response on what those options are. But yes, you can go through those sites and see what the details are. I may have more specific for certain ones, and when they come up, when they go away. But so far what we've covered, let's speak about this, and then I'll go to the comments. We've spoken about the 0% interest, free startup and non-startup business funding. This is essential because what you guys need to understand is you need to build the foundations of your business. Enough with making excuses, enough with saying that this will be my year and it never does become one, or next year it will be. I'll start in January. Like those people who say, I'm going to go to the gym and it only lasts for a week, not even that, maybe 2 weeks at most, if so. But for those of you in here who are like, well, I want free money, and you just want free money handed to you from the government. You just want to be handed this. Here you go as a grant. Here's another one. Here's 3 of them. And you're just trying to get all the grants you can add up together just to get you where you need to get to. But what you're avoiding at the end of the day, and if this hurts, let it. I'm not aggressive. I'm not being negative. This is just tough love. Fix your personal profile. Make sure you have enough meat and potatoes with your trade lines. Have a strong enough personal FICO, Experian credit score. Have a stronger amount on all 3 consumer credit bureaus. If we go look at personal loans, I know it's not free money, and those are some of the other ones that I have on this list. But making sure, and there's more free money out there. I get it. Grants, 0% interest program, friends and family, whatever you're trying to do, even that's not free money. There are other routes, and I get it. And it might have been out of your control with COVID. I'm not trying to go on a rant, so I'm going to pause there. But if you know, you know. You've heard of me. You've seen me before. That I don't mean any harm or I don't mean anything bad. It's just too many times you get a shortcut. I want money, but I don't want 30 to 40% interest. Okay, great. Do you qualify for bank term loans between 7% right now to 7 to 25%? Can you get at least 15% out of that? No. Okay, I don't have the qualifications. I don't want to wait that amount of time. I don't want to supply that documentation. I can't qualify for that. We're doing a cash flow analysis. Okay, great. So what else do you have on the table? So these are the things you have to ask yourself as a business owner, and be very careful. Yes, I will be in time. I don't have it now, but in the replay, I'll have the description. I won't put it in the comments just yet, but you will be able to see that. Yes and no, to a certain extent. I'm not focused 100% on grants. Enough of this. Like a lot of people just stop. A lot of people, if you're one of them, I don't blame you if you don't know this, but a lot of us, we buy into the whole watch another YouTube video and see another grant come up. Oh, I got to be the first one to apply. Oh, I heard about this guy who has 1 million views. He has to be credible. So I'm going to go over here and just put in an application. And I get it. But what did I say just seconds ago? Did anybody hear me say? Work on your personal credit. And I'll have more resources down below. And work on your business credit. If your personal credit isn't where you want, can you at least get your business credit established? Or can you get it at least producing and reporting better with vendor credit, with revolving credit lines? You can work in with the two in tandem, conjunction, add them together. People ask me that all the time. Can I do the two together, Michael? Of course you can. While you're working on your personal credit, and I'll help you with that, let's establish your business credit or establish more of it. And let's get you 0% interest credit cards. I have real estate development projects. I got land. I got fix and flips. I got expansion, I got inventory, I got marketing, I want to consolidate, I want to do all this. But at the end of the day, if all you're searching for on YouTube, and that's how you found me, by free business loans or free business funding for startups, but you're not fixing the actual root of the cause, you're just masking it with symptoms. So over here, let's see if there are more. And they're not simple to get, yet people get hung up on it when they don't get it, or it's like, move on. It's just, you shouldn't even have started it in the beginning. Why did you even get into the process? Well, I hear it's because it's a social contract. It's like a social group thing where if everybody's doing it, somebody else has to do it. Or, well, it's very limited because you're competing with other people as well. And you got to supply business plan. You got to supply these things on why you're eligible. What are your projections in cases sometimes they'll ask for, and all of these other things. And so there are many more hurdles you guys got to go through. I can take a look. I want to read this out loud for those of you in here watching. I bought an aged corp, and included was to get my corporate credit ready. Got it. So they said I was ready and racked up inquiries, and I was not approved for one thing. I would like to evaluate. So yeah, it's something that happened in the past, but that's something that can be looked at. Now, the inquiries part, depending on what kind of inquiries for what, that's a different question to look at. Trying to remove and expand so those inquiries aren't so recent. I have a lot of business owners who try to apply for certain types of funding and they don't get approved because they've racked up too many inquiries. And whether it's a soft or a hard pull, and a lot of these lenders, they communicate with one another, guys. I'm on this every single day. For those of you who are hiding in my email inboxes, for those of you who actually show up, thank you very much. Sincerely. And for those of you who are out there who are like, I didn't see an email, or I did see an email, or this and that, and enough of this game playing, enough of these excuses. And what it comes back to, and I'm going to end up here, is character, guys. I can't stress this out enough. I always said that if I'm leaving this industry and helping out people, and what I do is up here, and I'm not saying that to be cocky, but I've built my reputation. And the reason why I would leave this industry is because certain people are unpredictable. I'm not trying to bash anybody. I'm not saying there's one specific person, but it's the behavior. And I don't want to be exhausted. I don't want to waste my energy and time going through this with people because they are so unpredictable. From one second, they switch to another, and then it's like they're not responsive. They're not open-minded. We were here at the application part of the process, and then they abandoned it. I just sent them a follow-up email. I don't want to be that person. I literally don't. So please don't put me in an uncomfortable position to be that and going out of my own element, not in a way that I'm not growing, in a way that it's like, I shouldn't have to do that. But we're pretty much closing up here. And I'll go to the comments again in a second. But we just spoke about free money. And yes, there are business grants. There are personal loans. But these are more something that's not free. You do have to give it back. You have the credit line hybrid, you have friends and family, crowdfunding perhaps, you have some other options that are available as well. But it's not necessarily free money. It comes with a cost on a portion of your business and other things. So for those of you out here who are just sneaking by, trying to look for free money, I don't care what stage you are in. You can tell me you're a startup. I could care less. To be honest, I'm not saying that to sound aggressive. For those of you who are here for the first time, I'm really speaking out, and I don't talk a lot. I'm an introvert, but enough is enough. A lot of business owners who are just trying to get if I want to go start up another business, I'm going to go purchase a business first and foremost. I'm not starting it I can start it from complete scratch. And if I were to do that, I'm leveraging getting my business credit cards. I'm leveraging using those cards to fund my new startup. I'm doing it in ways that I'm optimizing my personal and business credit profile so that I can grow my business. Instead of saying, well, Michael, when I send an email, like today, I sent a broadcast email. For those of you who don't watch the content, for those of you who just respond back, like, how do I get that? How do I want this? I want that. I want to go through this. Is it available? I'm like, you didn't even take the time to read thoroughly my email, or you just didn't take the time to go through. I don't have time to view. I don't have to. You just want the answers like that. I provide you guys value. I'm not selling you guys anything. And it shows me, and I work with lenders every day. Guys, I literally, with them, I'm very punctual. They know me very, very well. And I mean complete personal and business. With them, I'm very punctual and disciplined about what I say, how I say it, why I say it. Hey, I won't take it more than a minute of your time. I just had a question on this. Boom. Answer. Hearing them. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. I do have to get going. Bye. Boom. Simple. On to the next thing. So as a business owner, you guys have to understand that it's not just reputation, it's character. Put that away and bring your character. And if you have this stubbornness, you have an ego, you get these things that get in the way, then just leave it out the door. I won't necessarily decline you and not want to work with you. A lot of the times I wouldn't. But if you can show and prove to me that you're receptive, that you're open-minded, that you allow feedback, etc., and we leave that out the door, I'm not asking you to make a complete 360 change, but we leave that out the door because how you act is a determination of what we do in the process. And I don't want to. And you can show me different. I've seen it time and time again, guys. And I'm just not going to be that person who wants to put up with that. I say, hey, we're at this part of the communication. Boom, we're here. Now we're going here. How are we there when we were here? Okay, you needed clarity, but that should have happened a minute ago. Where were you last week? Where were you a month ago? Where were you last day? Now you're bringing this up, something that was 4 months ago, and you're asking me to get on a call with you, and you don't deserve that phone call. You don't. Let's be honest. And so I'm not one that you really want to mess with. I'm very kind. I'm very nice. And I give people the benefit of the doubt. This is just kind of a sidetrack. I just want you guys to put yourself in my shoes on what I have to do and deal with every single day. And I don't want those problems. I want the struggle. I want to know, okay, where you're coming from. I want to get those problems off your chest and be able to answer them for you. That's fine. That's a different thing. But when you're bringing this whole attitude and like this whole posture and this whole, I need this demand, and if I want that demand. I was speaking with a lender today, and I brought up a case about a specific client. I didn't say their name, but immediately they're like, I wouldn't want to work with them. They didn't have to say anymore. They were like, I don't want to work with them. Say no more. I didn't have to say another thing. I knew I wasn't going to bring them because they're having a list of demands. I want this down. I want this line of credit like this. I want this business loan at $500,000, but they won't qualify for it. They don't even have the cash flow to support that. So you're putting me in a position where you're asking me to call you 3, 4, 5 times, Mr. or Mrs. Business Owner. Can you process that a little bit and think about why I wouldn't want to get on a call? So let me go to the comments. We are pretty much closing up here, but let me go to the comments. I'll answer everything down below in the description. I'll have in time for you guys. Let me actually do this. I know you guys are commenting. Let me get to you guys in a second. I'm going to get a bit.ly link, and I'm going to share this document. And it may look different in time when you access it. Just so you guys know, it may not say free money. I used a different template for this that I had created in the past. But one moment. It is in the comments. What I posted, again, it's what you see on the share screen right now, the free money with the 0%. There will be grant opportunities you can go through, as well as view other options, available equity crowdfunding, angel investors, venture capitalists, personal credit resources, personal credit repair from the best. I have a great personal business relationship with this individual who I outsource my work to, who it's best that I have to, so I can focus on this. But you also have business credit through vendor credit and many other options, even if you have revenue in the business or you're looking for this quote unquote free money. And I get it. You're in a position in your business. You only know it more than I do. Well, when I look at financials, I mean, and I ask you questions about how your business is doing, I can understand it very well. And I can get a better understanding of why you are where you are and what you're trying to do to get out of it and much more. So let me go to the comments, but all information will be down below. And if there's more options with this whole free money, free money, employee retention tax credit. That's not necessarily, that's a tax credit, refundable payroll tax credit you can get up to $26,000 per employee. And that is expiring in April 2024 and of 2025, depending on sequential years, 2020 and 2021, eligible quarters. So make sure you guys check that out. I'll leave it down below and I'll leave the qualifications for that. But it is a free refundable tax credit, not a grant. Stop listening to those people telling you it's a grant. They're just trying to persuade you and just trying to use some marketing tactics. But it is this refundable payroll tax credit. Use it as you choose. And it's running out really quickly. So that's something you guys want to jump on. I'm getting all of these files come sent to me, my payroll management team, and what I'm having to go through them with them as well. But take it serious, guys. I'm going to go to the comments right now. Just give me underneath 30 seconds. But please, in any kind of service you guys get involved with, and it has to do something with me, I'm no fluff. I'm not wasting energy and time on things. I'm going to be very specific. I'll say it multiple times if I need to. You need more clarity, but don't be that person beating around the bush. I don't need that. I don't want that. We're all adults. I'm at a stage in my life, not just in business, but in my life, where you have to think about, I'm trying to help you with your energy and time. Once you leave your work, you have that. I don't want to have had exhausted it from you. I don't want to have to be doing things that are not worth that. Does that make sense? Appreciate you. Thank you. They are from late January. Okay. Yeah, it is most recent. They ideally would like to see it pushed away after 3 months we could do, but after 6 months is ideal. And it also depends on the amount of inquiries, what kind of inquiries, from where. There's a little bit more to look at. It is. I'm going to address this. Getting people who are on the same ethical level as you is hard to find. And it is. I'm not a robot by any means, guys, but I'm calling a lot of you out. Not on the person's name, but I know those of you who are unethical. Those of you who just submit my questionnaire forms and don't even bat another eye. They just, okay, I submitted it. I'm going to go submit one now to this company. I'm going to go. You guys don't want to do that. Even if it's just a soft pull, you guys are not going to get the best going in that direction. You guys have to work through an actual expert business loan broker because they know me on a personal and business level, and I have vetted the best. You could be an A paper, B paper, C paper, etc. But the bottom line to this is being ethical in not only business, but in your own life. How ethical of a person you are is also a translation in your business. I don't have to tell you guys that. But the thing is, I get too many business owners who I'm not going to go the extra mile for if they don't even are receptive enough. And it goes as simple as asking, hi, Michael, how are you? Not these emails where I just get, hey, what's that loan? Or, hey, can you give me $25,000 on $30,000? I don't care if you're busy. I don't care what you have going on in your personal life. I don't care what you have going on in your business life. In that moment, that shows me a lot. I can have things going on in my personal and business life, but when I'm working and I'm helping someone, you're getting the best out of me. So it's no excuse. And it's not even about being ethical at that point. It's just about character. And not always do you have to ask how I'm doing, but I'm just saying I show interest in you guys. I do individually as a person and as in business, but there's that line where you think I'm just trying to sell you. I'm not that person at all. I can leave this industry any single day. And the reason, again, I said that earlier is why? Because of people. People are too unpredictable. And that's why I specifically look at like certain demographics and psychographics. And I go, that's the person I should be working with more. And I do get that person more. And that's what I'm targeting. But then I get a whole bunch more. And I'm okay with that because I work with startups, no revenue, pre-revenue, just $1,000 a month, $10,000. They need credit cards. They want free money. But there's so many things, and I get it. There's a lot of variables. But the bottom line of this, the foundation of every person is their character. And if you're not working on improving yourself and your growth as a person, how are you going to guide a team? How do I expect you to lead me? I'm not going to have you leading me. I don't care if you're in construction, if you're in manufacturing. I've worked in those industries, and not just financing. I worked the machines. I worked in the field when I was in my younger 20s, warehousing. I worked other positions, financial logistics later on, and so forth. So what I'm seeing in all these different industries, I even see it in friends and family, my younger brother, it's hard to work on yourself because you got to look at the mirror and ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Well, you're doing a lot of things wrong from what I can see, because I get to see the actual person. You don't think that, but I get to actually tell who that other person is. And I'm not going to bash anybody, but it's just something you guys we're going off topic now, but please have that when you guys bring it to the table. And I'm a very nice person. You're going to get the best out of me. You don't have to pay me, Kamar. I have resources I'll link you to again in the description when in time, but I'll have those resources below. If the qualifications and requirements, all that makes sense and you line up with that, then that is something that I'm willing to help you on. But I'll leave the questionnaire form. I'll leave it actually right now for those of you in here watching, and we'll close up. We're just about 30 minutes in. You guys, just so you know, I'm not intimidating at all. Like, you see me in person, I don't even have the figure to look intimidating. But I have this mindset. I have a very strong mind, very, 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 because I've worked on it. I work on it every single day. But the thing is, when we're dealing with business, we're dealing with finances, I get it. But too many times people are just trying to ask this and this and this and this. And I'm like, we're already past that stage, guys. You maybe missed an email. I'll give you clarity. Maybe you saw the email, but you just respond back saying you didn't. Or you're that individual who saw it, said you did see it, but I just didn't have time to respond back. And that's okay. You get busy. But at the same time, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, get out. Because that shows and demonstrates to me responsibility and accountability. As much as you don't think so, as much as you think, I'm just submitting another thing and who cares about that Michael guy behind the screen? If that's how you feel, don't even ask me things. Don't even think about me. Don't even pretend to think you're going to do something about filling out a questionnaire form, or you're going to email me, or you're going to do this. I know how I can deliver. We've gotten businesses who, okay, over here, they backstab me. Whether they knew it or not, they backstab my real estate investor friends. They backstab this bookkeeper, this other person who connected me with them. They decided to do what they wanted to do. But over here, we said we were going to get them 100, 120,000. But over here, they only got approved for 15 to 20,000 with this lender. Like, are you serious? Me going behind my back like that? And it shows they don't have loyalty, guys. Loyalty is very important to me. And once I leave this, what I'm doing is I'm going to go back and email those of you with your questionnaire. So please hang in there with me. I have a few things to do thereafter. But I'll leave it open for another minute. If anybody has any questions. Oh, I'll scroll down. Sorry. Hey, how are you doing? It's good to hear from you. Yes, and I've seen your recent notifications, and you've commented on a few things. So accordingly, I'll get to things in time. Yes, I do acquire with SBA loans. There's also creative credit-based financing and other directions to go into, but I do a lot of SBA loans. I'm doing a lot of them right now. It's not an SBA loan, then it's a bank term loan is the second one. So there's a sequence. When you want an SBA loan, you're looking at it from a lot of different uses of funds, but that's the cream of the top. And a business loan acquisition is best to do it underneath an SBA. And then you have underneath that these bank term loan options. And as an intermediary, you have collateral based or also asset based. It's what it's called. And that can also help towards the purchase of an existing business. So most business owners, they don't think about that. They go, well, I have 1.8 million in collateral. I have 1.8 million in AR, and you can get an AR line of credit. And how that lender decides you use that money, they're more flexible with lines of credit more than anything. So let's say you got an AR line of credit. Oh, okay, great. But then I'm going to apply part of that portion to use it to purchase an existing business, or I'm going to use that. I'm going to liquidate the cash out. I have other cards that I can liquidate the cash out of and use it as a down payment. I can use it as the overall total transaction project costs. And myself and my team, what we end up doing on these, especially the business you're trying to acquire, is it seller financing? Is it not? When is it situated to be like that? I look at cash flow analysis. I do all the numbers myself with my team, even before I give it to my team, even before they've looked at it. So I can determine how much available debt you can take on. How much can you take on per month? I can break it down to how much you can take on per week, per day, and if this is feasible. And if there is a net profitability that's reporting negative, how do we turn that into a positive? Not necessarily that it's negative with certain types of lenders. And I look at additions or add-ons that you'll see on your tax reports. And those are the things that tax returns that I look at and I add when I do my numbers on to make sure you have a positive amount of debt. Nothing that you're into negative. But yeah, I don't want to go on about that. That's a lot. Mochin, how are you doing? Please send me an email. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let me make note of this. What I would do is follow up with just at least another message so I can see it. So it comes up to the top, because I have plenty of people that do reach out to me and that I have to help them out as well. Got it. Yeah. And these are things that I would also, if you need to add more, I would email me, and I'm going to put that in the comments. So if there's anything recent, and even for those of you who have already submitted the questionnaire too, I would probably send me a recent email with anything that's come up, anything that you guys need help with. But definitely, I can get creative on all of this. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'll get into probably my backstory in a little bit. Okay, what I want to do is I want to turn this into an example. So let me read this out loud. Hi, I started my trucking business a year ago. I bought my truck and I couldn't purchase the trailer, so I wasn't able to make any money. And my truck started breaking down, and now I'm trying to get back. Very common. I've seen this so many times. It's happening in this market more than it's ever have. People are in the trucking business, I think more than any other industry, are scrambling. And when I mean scrambling, they're like scrambled eggs. They're like over easy. They're like cooked through. And the thing is, it's a very volatile industry. Just so you know this, you might know already, but it's just super high risk. And if you're already struggling, you only had one truck and you couldn't purchase a trailer and you weren't making any money because you didn't have the trailer, and now your truck is starting to break down and you are not producing any revenue, that could be a situation where maybe something's falling back on your credit, and now your credit has taken a hit, and there's probably other reasons. And without me asking you any more questions, or any questions at all, this is going to be a situation where it'll be tricky. So it might take a few steps first before you actually get like a loan or you get some type of funding, because trucking is just very volatile, very, very high risk. You are welcome. Okay. Here's the thing I want to mention about not being responsive, and I'm not hiding anything. Like, cool. I like you guys see me bring it up on the screen. Like, okay. But the thing is, it's not that I'm not responsive. It's not that I'm not. I'm not responsive when you want me to be. And so your guys' perception of when I should be responsive, and there are times when it is justified. Other times it's like, well, I sent him an email questionnaire. Well, he hasn't responded back in 2 weeks. Okay. Now, beforehand, I may send you an email and be like, hey, I got to do this first. Literally, when I get done with this, I'm going to go to my questionnaires that people have asked me for, and I'll be submitting it. I'll be working on about 10 to 20 of them today. And then it's not even my catch-up day, so I'm going to be doing that now that it's the afternoon. But once those gets completed, then I'll transfer over to another thing. I have to do a few things on LinkedIn with a few business lenders, and we're meeting for a few things. I should be in a meeting right now, guys, But I will get back to you. Like everybody else in here, please send me an email. And I do sincerely apologize. Literally, I'm not kidding around. I do apologize because I do get flooded. I know you understand. I know we're probably past that part for those of you in here, but please send me an email, or hey, it's always good to give me a nudge. Hey, even in my Facebook Messenger, people were like, "Hey, Michael, did you get my questionnaire?" But people email me back, "Hey, Michael, I didn't receive your email questionnaire." Oh, that's because I have you on my list and I haven't sent it back yet. I'm working on it. I sent a few people yesterday a message. I'll get back to you soon. And so now I move you up higher into the list too because you're responsive. Understood. You didn't have to say that last part. I just mentioned waiting 1 to 2 months. I gave you the example of 2 weeks. But waiting 1 to 2 months, yeah, I'll go ahead and get back to you for sure. There are those of you who I haven't been able to get back to as soon as possible, but I understand that. I understand. Also, what I recommend certain people do, as I said at the end of that, is nudge me. Give me another email. I do that with people all the time. I send that to my lenders. I send my lender, I send my underwriters, hey, is there an update on this? I know you don't want me to bug you. It's been a week. Just wanted to check in. Boom. Done. And I know this happens. I know, but I will get back to those of you who haven't been able to. Sometimes they do get pushed out a little bit, depending on per case basis on what I have to focus on doing. It's not because I'm avoiding somebody. No, not pre-template emails, all 100%. What those of you don't understand, and this is great, I'm actually happy you brought this up. So a lot of you may fail to put yourself in my shoes, and I'm not blaming you. I put myself in your shoes. I'm not knowing what's happening in your day-to-day operations. I'm not there handling the money. I'm not there handling the profits and understanding. I get it. Oh, I get it. I get that. Right? The thing is, a lot of people, they don't put themselves in my shoes. You don't put yourselves in a bank loan lender. You don't put yourselves in the position of a bank financing manager all the time. You don't put yourself in a situation of an alternative lender in every case. So it's not something that I have to say. I don't like to as an introvert. I really don't like talking about it. But the thing is, what I do is when you submit the questionnaire, is I will evaluate that. I will analyze it. I don't know if you're this way, but I am. I'm very systematic, process, and automation oriented. There's a reason why I run 3+ businesses, guys. Don't think that I just bought 3 businesses and I run them. I actually grew them from the bottom up. And I've learned all of this entrepreneurship, online stuff, offline. And if this is already untraditional, you can look for an online bank term loan lender and I can connect you with the right one. I do those. I do all of them. And the thing is, I have to find ways of minimizing that exposure and that availability that I give people. Even if you scheduled a consult initially, that could look like a Facebook consult. And the reasoning isn't because I'm better or I'm like better than you, or it's none of that. The thing is, I have to give you guys, and I'm very analytical, very system, mathematical minded. And I look at things from a point of view of micro commitments. I look at it from, why would I just get on a call? If I were getting on calls with each and every one of you every day, I wouldn't be doing this anymore. I'll go to your comment in a second, Mamacita. But I wouldn't be doing this anymore if I were just to be picking up inbound, doing outbound calls. Literally, I wouldn't be in this industry anymore. I'd be gone. Why? Not because I'm an introvert and I don't like to get on calls. I can handle a call very, very well, actually better than most, because I listen more than I speak and I get things done like that. And I get to discover more. But the thing is, I'm not a phone call person, one, but secondly, it's like 20, 30 calls. I'm not that salesperson. You guys can't put me in that category where I'm a salesperson calling and picking up calls. Now, if they're more scheduled, or it's sometimes on my personal time, they'll call me and I go, they know me personally. I know them in business well enough. I'll pick it up for at least 2 minutes. And then I do that. But the thing is too, I will go ahead and send you guys an email response back on your best funding options. And this is what he is referring to as a template. Now, it's a template that I can use, and I iterate this template all the time, so it may look different. But what I say is, if you've been paying close attention, and everybody else in here, is at the top of those emails, usually I give you an introduction, personalized, customized. I'll give you your options, personalized and customized. And I'll say in the intro, hey, these are your best funding options. You can literally refer to the next 2 or the top part of this and don't have to see all the rest of it except the conclusion. And why I do it that way, again, I can underwrite files without me having to even look at the bank statements right away. And what you guys need to know are what options are available without going out there and saying, well, I only heard it from this lender. I only heard it from this brokerage. Well, this guy's not telling me everything. I know your guys' psychology so well. When it comes to getting funding, you guys are looking everywhere and anywhere, and that's not in your best interest. And so by me showing you this, I got to clip this email and I got to open it up in an external tab now and I got to read. Oh, well, that shows me if you're not able to even take the time to do some of that, what will it show me when we go through an application process? That's the other component to this. I never said it had to do 100% with being introverted. See, those are misconstrued. And so I'm saying that part of it, I'm not saying that just because I'm introverted, that every introvert is going to act like that. No. But at the same time, every introvert who's in this industry helping people get funding, they drop out fast because they realize, like, damn, I don't want to be on calls. I don't want to be having to be on calls myself every single second. And then that call turns into 20, 30 minutes. That was great, that I loved it emotionally. It made sense logically as well, or where it went to. But some things, they get off on a tangent too much. As you guys have heard me, we're away from the free business funding options here. But the thing is, in this industry, once you're in my position, it's one of those things you have to see it for yourself. I can't just tell you, you have to see it. So as much as I tell you, it won't make sense. It won't click until you're in my position. And as a broker, I do things different. I do things more structured, which is what you guys need, is more structure. You guys don't need that business. Oh, how did you get my number? Oh, I found it from somebody who was sending me leads, and I heard you were looking for 50. Who the heck do you guys want that? You guys want me to? I'm not that person. That's not my character. Yes. Are you with home insurance? Are you with Talladega Nights? Are you looking for, I think it was 50,000? No. Those people I don't even pick up the phone on. And so let me see this. Oh, you want more hands-on. Okay. Well, I am hands-on. The thing is, it deserves to be hands-on. See, everybody feels entitled. Oh, I can get access to Michael, so I'm just going to give him a call. You guys think it's that simple, right? Oh, this broker, he just, every single second of the day, or I can just schedule an appointment with him. See, that's not how things work. And so even other business owners who are brokers, they're not even in the field anymore. They're just a person, the SEO, the CEO overseeing everything. So you're not getting access to them. You're getting access to their team, their partners. So I could have that at some point, but you're not going to be dealing with me directly. So why I don't do it that way, and see, the conception of it is misconstrued. It's misaligned. And I'm not blaming anybody, but why I do it the way I do it. When you submit a questionnaire, I'll submit your email questionnaire. And I take time on these, by the way. They're not just like, oh, copy, paste, done, send. No, I customize it. I leave it like this. Somebody may qualify for a hybrid credit line. This person qualifies for a hybrid credit line, and they also have the personal term loan, and they can qualify for 2 to 3 of those. I'll show them those 2 to 3 options, those lenders, those organizations. But then I tell them the first one is the one that they need to refer to. Here are all the details about it. What you should do is reply back to that email, and you go, hey, Michael, I saw option 1, option 2. But is that the way that it works? Hey, I just need clarity. Can we jump on a quick call, Michael? By just 1 minute. That's what I got people doing all the time. Hey, Michael, yes, I appreciate that. Thank you for sending me that email. And they love it. They realize why it is the way that it is. Hey, Michael, I saw that email. Yes, I love it. And I just had a question about the cash advance. I know I wanted something else, but is it really between 4 to 24 months? Yes, that option is between 4 to 24 months. And it's a chance of being able to push your term out. So if you started with like 9 months, then perhaps the next time around we do 10 to 11, 12 months or so with better interest, better factor rates, we should call that, and then a better amount. So that's more structure. See how that makes sense, guys? That's streamlining the process. And you're seeing my video content. You're seeing me appear here and there. So when I'm vetting somebody to get on a phone call with, it has to make absolute sense. A person the other day, you're probably in here watching, you're probably not, but this goes to many. This dude was gone for 4 months. I was trying to help him with the ground up construction projects and stuff like that. And there's other people with the same dilemma, but it happened where I sent them an email. They didn't respond back. Okay. I followed up maybe a week after. No, nada. 2 weeks after, nothing. And then guess what? This month they're replying back. Hey, apparently I had to send an email broadcast for them to get the attention. But the thing is, it's when it's convenient to you is when you want to do things. See what I mean? It's when it's convenient to you. And I get it. I'm putting the person in front of me. I'm putting your interest in front of mine. But when we get that, I should have, I feel, I need that. That's when it becomes to be a gray line. And that's where people have their assumptions. And that's where they think they need to get that immediate access. Oh, I can handle it. Oh, you're saying I can't. I can. I would have told you I couldn't handle it already. It's not that I can't handle it. It's just there's a sequence to each and every one of these. And every person is in a different part of that sequence. So it's not that I can't, quote unquote, handle it. That's not what this is. And the assistant wouldn't really do much. They wouldn't really understand the process of how to vet you through before then you can get access to me and we get on a phone call. It wouldn't really be in that best interest. And it's contrary to popular belief that a lot of people do that. There's people out there who just get telemarketers to do it all for them. Numbers don't lie. Oh, you're basing it off of views. I love it. How much content have you produced? Have you been on video? Have you been on blog posts? Have you done anything social media wise? Maybe Facebook, because the algorithms are not showing you that much because they don't always release that. Now, I know I'm very professional, but please don't go down that direction because I can bring up so much more. Oh, I'm very aware. Oh, I'm a very introverted person. Does that not make sense? Like, if I'm introverted, I'm very observant of my thoughts. I'm not going to argue this. I'm already moving on. And I'm sure you said like that. You moved on. Good. True. And I'm not here to bash anybody, guys. The truth is, some people can't handle it, some others can't. And they think, okay, like if I want to go call, let's say, I'm going to give you an example. I can't just call my SBA loan lender. They have me schedule an appointment with them. Or, hey, it's Michael. I call them, they pick up right away. Quick question. Boom, done. But those people are so busy like I am. So it's not like they can't handle it. It's like you have to understand how to pick your battles and choose your wars. Exactly. And those who do come to me end up staying not because I don't get on a phone call and they want it because it's convenient to them. So enough on that subject. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? No, and I love these kind of topics too. I'm not trying to bash anybody. You're not either. We're just trying to find common ground. And there are people out there, again, that's why I do it this way. Because I need to protect my energy and time, guys. I really do need to protect it. Oh, this chair too. If I didn't tell you, I'm on my younger brother's place. I'm watching his corgi. And I actually have to go out right now and feed him, or actually, excuse me, take him outside in the backyard so he can go out. But I'm watching his place. They'll be back today. My brother should be sending me a text message, my younger brother, and letting me know when he's on his way. He's up north in Walla Walla. And I'm over here down closer to the Portland and Oregon border. I'm not in Oregon. I'm just across in Washington. So let me move up here. Are you referring to a cosigner? Oh, for a company to use for ERC. Got it. Yes, I do. I won't speak too much about it in this video because we are answering things in the comments. But yes, I'll leave more information down below in the description. Actually, what I'll do, let me do this for you. I'll gather the link. I'll put it in the comments now. And then later, when the replay is up, I will put it in the description. So let me do this. I love when it pumps me up when people tell me the views don't count or that doesn't have nothing to do with it. That actually shows me that I'm doing something better because it's taking away the people who don't want to follow my culture or they don't want to follow my ecosystem and they're not behind me. You got to separate the people. When you're an entrepreneur and a business owner, you don't do this to please everybody. So here, let me put this in the comments. So what I just put there is a link to the ERC landing page that I created myself. And I'll have a video you can watch. It's pretty lengthy, but it'll show you the A to Z application process. Underneath that, you can view, maybe there's an external document you can view while you're listening or watching the video. But then underneath that will be the qualifications that I listed and what it entails. There'll be things like payroll tax documentation that I need to look at, 941X amended returns, things myself and my payroll management team will look at, parts of the process that I'll be able to follow up and help you along the ways, perhaps, and so forth. Yeah, but the ones who are more hands-on are those are not, that doesn't necessarily make them better, just so you know. I just want to clarify this because they're more hands-on doesn't make them any better. It's just a perceived value. So here, let me scroll up. They should. Okay, I'm more than happy if they go to someone else, but the real people will stick with me. That's the point. If you're an entrepreneur, business owner, like I know certain entrepreneurs and I go, I would never want to do business with someone else. I don't care what their systems are. I don't care if it offers me a little bit of a personal access here, but this person actually knows their stuff. This person actually has a systematically proven that it works well, and they're doing it very, very well. So that's the person that I'm going to relate to. It's not all about business. See, your mindset is just business, 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 business without, hey, who is Michael? Hey, what does he do? How is he? Who's his character? What does he value? What are his aspirations? What are his beliefs? So I don't mind if those people go somewhere else because the people that I build something with, those are people that I can, even if I were to see them in person, hey, or I go, hey, how's family? How's everything going? So it's more than just a business. And so the point is being missed that if you want to go to a natural salesperson who's going to do this, use sleazy tactics, or if they don't do sleazy tactics, do they know their stuff? And if they know their stuff, are they communicating it well with you? And also, are they getting you the best terms, rates, lenders? There's more to this than meets the eye. The surface level of I just want a phone call with someone. And I get on calls with people. I do. I literally still get on calls with people. I'm not saying I don't. It's just, it has to make sense. At that point, when we get there, it's like, would it make sense for me to do it with Mamacita? Would it make sense for me to do it with Gerardo? Would it make sense? Okay, quick. But then people, they kind of loop around or they say something and then they just disappear. Like, I'm not just the information guy. I can't be that person anymore. I don't expect you, if I give you information, just to go and I'm not expecting an outcome of that. Go and start the application all the time. I'm just trying to give you value. But the thing is, at a point, I have to become the person who says enough is enough. People just want to suck up that energy and time where it's like, I can't give them that. Or I can't just, it'd be better if I did it this way. And then if it deserves a phone call, hey, Michael, I just had a question on this really quickly. Boom. Simple. Done. And they already hear from me because you guys are seeing my content. You guys have heard me speak about my family. Well, not really my personal stuff in that case, but what I've been through, what I've lost, the loss of my dog. I don't want to get into that, but I lost my dog brother last February, and that was the biggest defeat, one of the biggest ones of my life. Hardest I've ever had to endure. Had him in my arms before he passed. The day we didn't think we were going to go put him down, we had to. 15 years, and he had kidney disease, and he was in the late stages. And yeah, it was hard. I was crying like a little baby. I was trying to hold it together for my family, and I'm the oldest. But I was, because it's my dog brother, and he saw me when I was at my worst. He saw me when I was at my best, and trying to grow my empire and being at home, working with him and helping them and doing things with them. And it's just a big defeat. So tell me how many times people will share that one with you. Doesn't mean, okay, I want to address this. Yeah, I do reassess my current system. So you think that I should just be getting on phone calls with people, right? You think that I should just be, hey, they submitted a questionnaire. Let me call them. Yeah, that's great. People will do that. And I do that sometimes because like the other day, oh, this is a great example. Huge example, guys. This is just a detriment. I had a business owner who I knew this. Good thing I didn't waste my energy and time on that because they submitted my questionnaire. They understood what they were submitting before they went through it. And so I then just gave them a call because they were missing something on their questionnaire. Please don't make that an excuse just for me to call you. Please submit the questionnaire thoroughly. But I called them and oh my, it goes to voicemail later after a few rings. hey, this is da-da-da-da-da. I missed your phone call, but I'll give you a text message once I see it. And guess what? They left me on red. And I sent them an email back, just making sure about something. And I called them back about a day or two after, like very nicely. And now they put me in an uncomfortable position to do that. So see where that energy and time is being wasted, where I could have just sent them the questionnaire. And then by that point, and I'm sure they looked at it now, but they're being somewhat unresponsive. Others, they love it. They go, okay. I have people who do millions upon millions per month who love it this way. I had a business owner the other day told me they loved it. Hey, Michael, your systems are not complicated. You don't have to get on a call with me. It's okay. It's better that we actually did it this way. I have real estate investors with right now with properties of $1 million and above doing new construction projects and more, who all we've done is do a lot of emailing back and forth, sent them something back, and then it's on to the next one. So if it doesn't fit your palette, then it's not necessarily, it could mean when I look at the numbers and things, I could look at it and go, well, for every 4 to 5 on this kind of file, because it's the file, it's the person, it's also the demographics, the psychographics of the file, but it's more than that. And so I'm not saying that it isn't like they're taking it very serious. It just has to make sense. And it's because we're programmed in a way, again, to just call in a company. I can't even call my own lenders. I'm telling you this without me, before sending them an email. Hey, did you cross X, Y, and Z first? That's what you guys should be doing. Treat this like it's your homework. If you guys aren't even doing that to the beginning, like if I'm doing a call, hey, yeah, I got to learn a lot. 30 minutes in, 45 minutes in. Okay, qualifications, this, that. Well, you were vague, or hey, you gave me too much. I don't think I'll be able to remember it. Don't worry, I'll send you it in an email. So there are different sequences that I do, but for a majority of this, because I run multiple businesses as well, I don't mean to keep bringing that up, but a lot of this, you have to find ways of somewhat making it as passive as possible. And you do have to make it very micro commitment wise. And if people they don't show you that. Like I have people, I know Mamacita will be one of them who just shows me, hey, I saw your email, Michael. I like the way that you did that. Simple. I know these things. And I go, well, because it's also a character thing and it's also an energy and time thing. And certain people are like, well, I just want to call with you. And then where did they go 4 months later? And they did the wrong thing they shouldn't have been doing. We didn't even get into an application. And I'm like, good Lord. And I look back on the time and I go, tell me, would you want to put yourself in the position like that? It's always in this industry. It's not in the digital marketing agency. It's not in the lead generation businesses. It's not even in affiliate marketing, e-commerce, when you're selling products to business to consumers and consumer to consumers, B2B, etc. But it just depends on the landscape of what I'm seeing. And I'm very diligent about those things. Please do so. And I'll take a look at it. I know you've done this in the past. And I always ask people to email just so I can see what's most recent. You are most welcome. Appreciate you. Thank you for bringing that up. I did say it a little bit earlier. You probably joined a little bit late, but that was one of the quote unquote free money, but it's a refundable payroll tax credit in that sense. So that's the one you want to refer to. And I vetted what's best. I have multiple ERC teams that I work with, but I say, okay, this is the one that I want to focus on most. And I know how they work. I'm in those meetings. I'm actually should be in one, but it's probably going to end in 10 minutes. It's fine. But yeah, I'll point you in the right direction. You just said the key word, if. So that's, again, the perception. And I'm not trying to bash you down. I'm not that kind of person. Just know that. But it goes back and forth on a few things. And it shows me. I had people who, I'm not going to go on again about that, but people, I get it. See, that's the thing, though. You're not looking for an understanding of who a person is. And that's the problem. That's the major problem. Are you like that in your business as well? Do you know like a little bit of this and that from your employees? You don't have to be opened up. I'm an introvert, and so I don't like to open up. For me, it's hard. You got to peel back the same layer. Like you got to peel it back. You got to claw in like 4 or 5 times for me to give you something. But I get what you're saying. If you're just all strictly business and you're just looking for funding, that shows us a lot. That tells me that, hey, I just want funding. But when it comes down to it, it has to be more than just the funding. See, as a business owner and entrepreneur, these are things we should know, that if I have my employees, I have an assistant for this specific industry, I want to get to know a little bit about them, because that's creating the culture It's about why. It's not about what they can do. It's not about their skill sets. It's not about the how, but it's about the why. Why? Who are they? Why are they doing this? You get to learn and uncover a little bit more. So that's something to be more observant about. And you guys get to see that in a bit of pieces of my video. But I get that. Everybody's different. I'm not saying that you're right or wrong. Everybody's different. I love this. And I know you said don't give it any more mind, and I'm not trying to. This is actually intentionally, not just clicking this, but I want to read these. And I want to give you an understanding, pretty much. Knowing you doesn't make any difference. Great, cool. Knowing you doesn't allow lenders to give you a better deal, buddy. Please don't call me buddy. I know how you intentionally said that. And I know other people who use the word buddy. I don't even like that word. That's just my vocabulary. I don't like that. But even if it's not degrading, it's just when you call somebody, I'm not that. That's just not who I am. So lenders make judgment. I get it. You don't have to tell me that part. I'm not going to read the whole thing already again, but I got that. But I have a team who I can build personal and business relationships with. So you don't understand everything that goes behind the scenes. When I submit a file and another person submits a file to them and they look at it and go, okay, this is coming from who? Who is this coming from? What have they done before? And there's even that personal touch. There's even that business relationship. But yes, I'm not saying you're wrong. It does go down to the business side, but it has to make absolute sense. So you're missing the point. You're missing the ball on this. You're missing the whole, well, I don't care who this Michael is. You don't have to know what I like or what color I like. You just have to know a little bit about who I am. Does that make sense? See, there it is. I love you doing this. That tells me you don't understand anything about marketing. Sorry, I'm reading your comment and it's yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I just had a few I don't like doing this in front of a camera, guys. I'm a very private person. But yeah, I know that feeling, the thoughts, what was going through your mind and all these things. I know. I've been there. It's hard. But you get comfort in knowing that you were there. You get the comfort in saying, I was there for you all along. And, one day when I'm up there, say hi to grandma, grandpa, say hi to these people, and I'll be up there with you in time. But see, that is something right there that I didn't, you didn't have to share with me, but you're relating. See, that's called relating to someone. And that's also me getting to understand you a little bit more as a person, because it shows better connection. And it also, we're not even getting into the business side. So if you try to do business with someone and you don't even know about who they are, that's a problem. You got to know who they are, why they are that way they are, and they got to know at least a little bit, because that also plays in to more. But I do it very ethically and I do care. And so, yeah, that's a tough one. And I know there's a big story behind that. I get it. It's tough. I'm done with the video. Did you not hear what I said earlier, or did you join later in time? I said I was done. For those of you in here watching, please feel free to comment on that. Didn't I say, if you were watching me earlier, hey, we're done with the video. We're pretty much done here. We're going off on a tangent. Yeah, I'm done with the video. You're more than happy. You're more than free to go, and anybody else in here. But if you want to stick around for another minute and have any questions, I'll answer any. If none of them, I'll close it up. Cool. Yeah, and I respect your opinion. I'm not saying I agree with it. I respect it. Cool. I love how you use the word buddy in these sentences. You don't understand how it works. Whether it's 8K, 10K, you don't understand the history of the channel. You don't understand the history of Google. Probably you probably don't. You got to understand the history of these different platforms and how they work to come to a conclusion like that. So does anybody else have any questions, comments, or concerns? I hadn't even had breakfast today, guys. I had a big meal last night. It was like one of those cheap meals. My mother came over to see me and Chip, the dog, and I didn't know she was really bringing this, but she had brought over McDonald's, and I hadn't had McDonald's. Like, I don't even eat like that. I really don't. And I'm like, I haven't had McDonald's since last year. And I'm like, late last year? No, middle. Like, I don't even go out of my way. And so I was like, oh. And she brought donuts, guys. She brought donuts. Brought a maple bar. And so I'm there laying at the end of the night with my brother's dog Chip on the couch, just feeling all like dazed and confused. If you know, you know. Cool. Yeah, it's not about that. You can keep reiterating your point, but it's not. So does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Right? Yeah. But I think that's where I want to conclude. Does anybody have anything? I'll leave it for 30 more seconds. Maybe any questions? It could be to what you're applying for. That's what it would be determined on, basically. I mean, if you have different entities and you're applying for different types of funding for each entity, depends on the type of service, that can have an adverse effect or not an adverse effect to credit. So it just depends on what you're applying for. And I know that's such a cliche or general answer, but until I have further understanding, like if you're trying to build residential lots or you have a residential lot, you have a ground up construction project, or you have you want to add more parking to something, you have an RV business, the list can go on and on. Not unless you got to make the payments. You got to make sure you're reporting timely payments and doing all that first. It's like when you get because the usage on those are such higher than what you can use on your personal side, but you can still get into complications if you don't make the payments and you don't do what you need to do correctly, depending on the cards as well. But yeah, they're like right now, I have a lot of people who couldn't get an SBA loan because of their business liquid credit. And they had, oh man, so many things, derogatory, a lot of problems to go into. And timeshare, it just can go on and on about that topic. You too. Thank you. On your personal credit side, or are you still meaning on your business credit? As in maxed out to, as in your credit limits? Usage is different. But if this is something you do need help with, I might have to help in certain paths first before we get to that. So I have a system. Okay. Yeah, it might be that. So yeah, I just have to look at what you already have and then see what else we can get, if we can apply to anything more. I can't just say, hey, if you have this card of this limit, there's many other factors that we have to look at on the usage. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there might be other cards you may need to get. There may be an add-on, I like to say, for more additional funding that's not business credit or personal credit related. So that's what a lot of business owners do with me. They get enough underneath their business credit or they get over leveraged in certain capacities. So I look at getting them probably, like, if they can qualify for bank term loans, I try to do that. I also, if it's an SBA loan situation, I'll try to. But there are other services, and I can go in so many ways with this. I was just thinking about paying down some other things, and I don't want to go down that route. that rabbit hole. Does anybody else have anything? Yeah. So yeah, it is something per case where I have to then look at it. Like I had a person the other day ask me, can I get only EIN only business credit cards, only one with personal guarantee? I know the cards. I know which ones will work, which ones wouldn't work. But until we do like soft pre-approvals, at least initially, it's just like if you don't have enough meat and potatoes here, have you demonstrated enough payment history on these for over 2 years? It's better. Over 3 years, have you closed any accounts? And so if you've closed accounts, that factors into getting you nothing, getting you something, but very little of it. Maybe it being a lower tier card, but you had to start off with the lower tier card to begin with. I have a very systematic, and I actually have documents on all this that I can go through. All right, my brother's saying he's heading out, 1:49, and he should be here in about 2 to 3 hours. So I'd like to predict 4 or 5. So I just have to have the place ready. Everything's already clean. I'm very organized. So I have the dishes done. I usually clean them and put them on the side and put them away, not in the dishwasher. I'm used to that. The bed sheets, everything is good to go. I just got to put some of my clothes away and then be ready to go back to my own place. Does anybody have any questions? Today we had some unique comments. I get it, guys. I do. I'm with you. It's just, again, it's untraditional, and count on me. I'll help you guys, and I'll be there to make sure I have sent what I need to send correctly. And then for those of you who are not happy with me doing it that way, then again, just respect that I can't be on calls every single day. If I were on calls, I'd be out of here. I'd literally, 10 call, 20 call, 11 call, and then 12 o'clock call, and then the 2 o'clock call came up, 4 calls, and then the same person at 10 o'clock calls me or sends me a text message about 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock. It's not always that way, but at the same time, there's a reason why that initial phone call isn't always helpful, even if it builds a rapport, even if that, I get it. But hopefully you guys can understand that. And maybe it does change a little bit more over time, but again, it's per case basis. Does anybody have any questions? 15 more seconds. Okay, everybody. I didn't expect to go on this long about a video on free business loans or free business funding. I literally had in mind 10 minutes at most. But we went on. People were commenting. People were wanting to be open and sharing their thoughts, their feelings. And that's something I'm more than happy to hear. I'm not here to bash anybody again. Like I said, I literally I'm never like that. That's not my personality. So it doesn't take me back necessarily. Does it surprise me? It's just, again, it's structures. And if you have to submit a questionnaire for me then to send you an email questionnaire back for it to be done that way, and I send you an email with your best funding option and options, and then by that point, if it makes sense, you're like, hey, Michael, I just wanted clarity on this. Can I get on a call with you for about a minute or two or so? Great. Even better. By that point, you already know what to do, and you've seen my content. You've been there. You've seen it. Literally, I have people. I'll probably do a TikTok a little bit later. I'll do a live with certain people. They're going to want me to be on there, so I'll go on there. And literally, I get people who I ask. I told one of them too. Your word is your bond. I don't know if you think of it the same way that I do. I don't think you may not have the same morals or the same beliefs or values about that, or how I was brought up. You might have been brought up different, but your word is your bond to me. And if I ask of you, if you're going to send me that questionnaire or you're going to send me that email like you said you're going to, guess what? Then you do it. But I've yet to see that from certain people. And I've been very nice. See, I don't even have to say that. But it's something, sometimes we make excuses or things get in the way. And I get it. Things get in the way. Let it happen. But with me, hey, something came up, boom, done. Next minute, Submitted, done. Thank you for that questionnaire, done. Literally the other day, somebody on my Facebook chat, boom, send me your email, sent them the questionnaire, they filled it out, sent them the email questionnaire response, they replied back saying, hey, thank you, Michael. It looks like I'm gonna have to wait till I get 700 plus credit. I'm gonna try to do it on all 3 consumer credit bureaus. I'll come back to you. Boom, I see the application link, boom, you got me, I have you. Simple, done. All right, everybody, down below in the description, please look for all information. I'll have it in there in time. And for all else, feel free to reach out to me. For those of you we spoke, please send me an email if you haven't already, and I will get back to you guys accordingly. Thank you all for your time. Have a great rest of your day and evening, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye. High five.